Alright, back again, Luke here, and I thought I'd make one final update here on this Amiga that I got from Mooney. And I went and read through all of the comments that everyone has left on the last couple of videos that I posted, and I've learned a lot from those comments, and I really do appreciate it. I'm one of those guys who kind of, when I don't know what is going on with the system, or I don't have any clue about a system or any knowledge about it, I generally will try and ask. I know that some people can, go and get the information from Wikipedia and kind of recite that. But I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the help. It's really interesting, all the things that people have said about this Amiga. And I received another message from Mooney, and he had explained to me that this is, as a couple of people had mentioned in the videos, this is a Commodore Amiga A500 Plus case, but the inside motherboard is an A500. I guess that the motherboard was bad, and he went and he got a new motherboard for it, and he put that in there, and he sent it out like that with the new board in it. So I'm really glad for that. I'm really happy about that, and I do appreciate that. That's really cool. It's good news to know. And a lot of people had also written in the comments that these Amigas are pretty interchangeable. I guess the 500 or the 500 Plus, I guess there's really not so much of a huge difference. I guess they can play basically all the games, and if they can't play, there's a few games or something that people had mentioned that sometimes won't play, but there's a program you can download and put on a floppy or something. It's like downgrade or degrade or something like that, and it allows it to play those games, but for the majority of games it'll play it, which is kind of cool. I'm really impressed about this machine. Some other things that people had mentioned is this video card here. I know that Creedom Gamer made a video response. This is pretty cool, and he's a really crazy guy. He's a good guy, and mentioning about the video adapter here, and many people had said that this Amiga, I guess, just puts out black and white through this adapter here, but there's an RGB cable or so that you can plug it in and get RGB, or you can get like color composite, something like that, which was kind of cool to know. I did try to use the RF adapter in the back, but unfortunately the TV wouldn't scan in, it wouldn't catch the frequency, so I didn't get any picture on that, so that's why I ran that regular video cable here on the side. For the white cable, I ran that to the left channel of the sound inside the Amiga, and that seemed to work out alright. I got the case back on here, and as you can see, there's the spacing in here is pretty good. Everything's back to pretty much flush, the way it should be. The sides here are pretty good. The other side has one tab that's kind of broke off, but for the most part, it's back to semi-normal. It's not too bad. And yeah, got everything all situated. One thing about these Amiga floppy drives is that the motor itself is really similar to the Sharp X68000, and that if you try and tweak the motor even just a little bit, you can throw everything out of whack. So I mean, it's set there for a specific tension. It's set for a specific location. So if you move that around a little bit, you'll wind up throwing everything out of whack, which is another interesting thing that I found out with that drive. The main reason why I was tinkering with the drive here is because Mooney also sent me this, which is Power Drift, and he said he couldn't get Power Drift to work, and he was kind of hoping maybe I'd be able to get this thing working. And unfortunately, I didn't have any success with it. I tried tinkering around with it a little bit to see if I could get it to read this disc, but it didn't want to read either of these discs. So unfortunately, Power Drift doesn't seem to work. It might be an error with just the first disc, I don't know. But also found out that that other disc here that was labeled WB was the Workbench disc, and one of the differences between this 500 board and the 500 Plus, I guess people were saying that the 500 Plus has a version 2.3 or something like that, just regular splash screen that comes up, but this one has the 1.3, so that was how many people were able to tell the difference between the 500 and the 500 Plus, which was kind of cool as well. But yeah, all sorts of great comments. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate all the help on these things. You know, I don't know a whole lot about them, and I'm definitely willing to say that and admit that. And I appreciate all the help from the UK and around Europe and around stateside Canada, all around. Really do appreciate all the advice and the tips that I've received on this Amiga here. But I guess I can try and show you what it's up to here. And floppy drive still, I don't know. You know, the floppy drive still might need to be replaced, but for the most part, you know, 9 out of 10 times it reads the discs first time. Sometimes it'll act up a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty good for now. Here's the power button, so we'll turn this on, and you'll get a chance to see this. Now, anyone who's suffering from like strobing, like seizures or so, this might not be a good video to watch because the refresh rate here, it's pretty strobe-like. But we can see our workbench is up there, and we have Keith the Thief. We'll pop in the disc here, and let this thing go. Hopefully it'll act out or act right. There we go. So it's going up to check the old disc. It takes a couple of minutes, or maybe about a minute or two, to get everything completely loaded. One thing about this game though is I have this unit now, and I just have a regular Mega Drive controller plugged in right there. But this thing requires a mouse, so I thought I could get away with just using the Mega Drive controller, but not so lucky. So hopefully this thing will pop up here pretty soon. Lots of information to read on this. There we go, screen's starting to pop up here. And there's Keith the Thief. Now we'll pop in our second disc here. Pop this one out. And pop in this one. And this thing should load. Usually it doesn't have any problems with the second disc. And as I say that, it has problems with the second disc. That is so odd. This thing was, you know, working great. I don't know what's going on here. Setting or something? I guess I'll have to restart this thing, because I can't move around. Nope, can't do anything there. So we'll take this out. Let's try this one more time and see if we can get this thing to read them both. That was kind of picky, but usually with the first disc it has no problems at all. It just, well, the first disc it has, sometimes it's a little picky, but the second disc doesn't have any problems at all. So, let's see if this thing works again, hopefully. But, yeah, I mean, you know, judging by the age of the machine and, you know, the parts and stuff on it, I think it's pretty impressive that the thing still turns on, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot with these older machines. Really don't, you know, I can't believe that these things are still going after all this time. But, yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's old, but it acts up every once in a while, but it does turn on. And the one thing that's hard to get over is definitely the size here. These things are beastly, very beastly. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if we can do this a second time. Hopefully the second time it'll work and not have any issues. Let's see here. There we go. And made by Electronic Arts. One thing about this music, it just totally screams, what is it, Crew Ball for the Mega Drive. I mean, especially with that bass line, just like Dr. Feelgood. But yeah, it is turning on here. Like I said, you know, sometimes it's a little bit picky, but it's not such a big deal. And if we press the enter button here, go into this main screen here. But yeah, you can see the cursor up in the upper left-hand corner. I can't do anything with that. You know, I thought I could do something with the Mega Drive controller, but it's just, it's impossible. So I'm going to have to get a regular mouse for this thing, and I'm going to have to figure out, or yeah, do something here so I can get a color picture, because I'd really love to give this a try. I mean, I really love the look of the game itself, and the fact that it, you know, looks a lot like, what is it, Shadowgate. I mean, it really, it looks like something right up my alley, so. But nonetheless, just wanted to show you guys here that this thing is going, and it is working. It's in black and white, but for the most part, you know, maybe, I don't know, 95, 96%. I'm still going to have to go around this thing and clean it up a little bit, get off some of the dust and whatever that's kind of in the vents, but yeah, I'm digging it. I like this thing, and I really want to play it. But for right now, I'm kind of stuck. I don't have any way to play it. But let's turn this thing off here, and just for fun, I'll show you guys what the power drift is doing, or what it's not doing here. I don't know, maybe it's a bad disc, maybe it needs something extra. I don't know, I was reading in the instructions and it mentioned something about an A1000 and having like 1 megabit of, or megabyte, I'm not sure which one it is, of memory. And I don't know if this thing is one of those ones where it won't play on the 500, I'm not sure. But let's give this one a try. And I'll show you what it's doing or what it's not doing here. Yep. So let's turn this back on. Go back to our workbench, and we'll pop this one in. And this is about where it'll stay, and it won't do, you know, anything more than that. In some cases it was giving like a blank screen, but it really won't, it won't read it. You can kind of hear it try to read it, but that's it. So, nonetheless, though, I mean, it is playing good old Keith the Thief, and yeah, hopefully it'll play some of the other games as well, if I'm able to get some in the future. But just wanted to share this with you guys here, show you an update on the old system, and a huge thanks to everyone who had offered advice and input on this this Amiga monster right here. But that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.